happy 2023. It's Barb. I am here during a snowstorm. You have to forgive me. I'm a little frazzled. It's been one of those days, but I wanted to talk to you today about. I thought it would be fun to talk about the 5 books that I'm really looking forward to in the first half of 2023. I've got a lot of books that we're going to read for Step Into the Story. We have a Step in the Story reading challenge, and all those books are really great. But these are 5 that I'm super pumped for. The first one is The first one is going to be The House of Eve by Sadeqa Johnson. I read The Yellow Wife, and since then, Sadeqa Johnson is an auto-buy. I think she's fabulous. This story is it's basically the story of 2 Black women, one wealthy, one poor, and the choices and decisions they make in order to get their dreams to come through. It's basically how much you're willing to sacrifice, how much you're willing to do. It defines motherhood. It defines roles in society. It sounds like a really good read. And I don't know if anyone else, but I totally get a Felicia Rashad vibe from this cover. I think it's the way she's holding the pocketbook, but this cover just really jumped out at me on top of it. So I'm all over that. The second book I'm looking forward to comes out. Oh, I should say House of Eve comes out in February. So that's the first one. The next one I'm looking forward to is called The Paris Deception, which doesn't have a cover yet, but it doesn't matter because it's about 2 women in World War II. Yes, World War II. But it's a painter and a museum curator who join forces to recover stolen Jewish art or stolen art from the Jews and replace them with forgeries right under the Nazis' nose. And I don't know about you, that I've read a lot of World War II books. I know there's a lot of books about the recovering the lost art, but the fact that they're going to actually make forgeries sounds really interesting. And I've read Bryn Turnbull before. She wrote The Last Grand Duchess. I really enjoyed that one. So again, it's another author that I was going to buy anyways, but this book has me super excited. The third book I'm interested in is someone I've never read before, and that's The Last Lifeboat by Hazel Gaynor. She is someone that I've meant to read. I've talked about reading with other people. I just haven't gotten around to her yet. No fault of anything other than I just had too many books. There's so many books. The Last Lifeboat is about a woman and a group of school children who are stranded after a shipwreck in U-boat patrolled waters, and she has to get the kids to safety. So when I was a kid, I loved the movie Lifeboat with the Hitchcock movie with I can't remember her name now after I just went blank, but I loved the movie. And I know this has nothing to do with the Hitchcock movie at all, but hearing The Last Lifeboat and the fact that it's someone floating around in the ocean, open water with these kids trying to save them and trying to find safety, it's really intriguing. I'm super excited. Again, I know I've said super a lot, but I am excited about this one because it's different. Again, it's a different take on the war. It's a different viewpoint, and I think it's going to have a really strong female heroine. In fact, I know it's got 2 female heroines, and they both sound very strong, which I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying seeing these books about women who are taking their destiny into their own hands. So put number 3 down, The Last Lifeboat by Hazel Gaynor, which will be out in early June. All right. After that, we have Anika Scott, another author that I've never read, but look at that cover. Is that cover not gorgeous? This is a book about a woman in Chicago at the World's Fair. She's masquerading as a psychic, but what she's really there for is to plot revenge for the people who murdered her family. And then her cousin shows up, and her cousin comes from Italy with a mixed race baby and a mobster that's chasing her. So now suddenly vengeance has to be taken on 2 people and is a family affair. Okay, you had me hooked at mobsters, 1930s, psychics. But plus this cover is just freaking gorgeous. So totally on board for this one on July. And then the last one I'm excited for, it's going to be no surprise. If Vanessa Riley has a book out, I am going to buy it. Okay. And she's got a book out in July again. It's called The Queen of Exiles. It's about the widow of Haiti's king, King Henry. He's overthrown and he commits suicide, and his widow goes to Europe where she recovers the fortune. She reclaims her status, and she kind of, what do they put it, is she establishes herself as an equal. I was looking at my notes. Establishes herself as an equal among the kings in Europe. First off, I gotta say, of all the Vanessa Riley covers that she's done for historical fiction, this is my favorite. It's still the same kind of design as Island Queen and Sister Mother Warrior, but I like this one better, or the best. And second, Vanessa is, her historical fiction, I swear, is got to be up there with some of the best out there, and people need to read her. So this also comes out in July. I am, again, going to be grabbing it. Someone better give me a gift card for my birthday, which in July, because I'm going to be buying a bunch of books. I'd really like to know what your favorite or most anticipated read is. I know there's a lot of lists out there. There are a lot of books that I didn't list that I know I'm going to read that I hope other people read too. And I hope that you guys will leave comments below and tell me what you're going to be reading. In the meantime, have a great January, and I will be back in February. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.